When an uprising breaks out on an imperial world, standard military doctrine dictates a grueling siege. But sometimes, rebel leadership digs deep into fortified bunkers miles beneath the surface, heavily shielded against planetary bombardment and conventional infantry assaults. The High Lords of Terra don't always seek a protracted war of attrition. Often, they require a highly public display of violence, a slaughter so absolute it serves as a terrifying warning to every other system in the sector. To solve these deeply entrenched threats, the Imperium relies on the Officio Assassinorum. This secretive organization designs bespoke executioners tailored specifically to the nature of the target's defiance. By weaponizing the absolute extremes of human biology and metaphysics, the Assassinorum ensures that no enemy, regardless of their defenses, can survive the encounter. The Eversor Temple represents the physical extreme of the Assassinorum's arsenal. These operatives are designed for total disruption, deployed to destabilize entire command structures through unrestrained violence and psychological terror. This schematic shows the internal biology of an Eversor. Their bodies function as biological pressure cookers, constantly flooding the arteries with a lethal cocktail of combat stims and neurotoxins. This chemical pressure would explode their hearts if not burned off in combat. To manage this volatility, operatives are stored in cryogenic stasis, their violent biochemistry entirely suspended until deployment. The moment the pod slams into the target zone, the operative thaws. They emerge in a state of psychotic rage, tearing through fortified bulkheads and entire squads of bodyguards using neurogauntlets and molecular-cleaving power swords. Even a successful defense against an Eversor is fatal. If the operative is killed, the failing organs react with the chemical cocktail in their blood, triggering a massive biological explosion that dissolves everything in the immediate vicinity. An Eversor functions as a localized biological apocalypse. They convert the very act of their own death into the final, unavoidable destruction of the objective. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the Assassinorum weaponizes absolute absence. In the Imperium, nearly every sentient being possesses a soul, a direct psychic connection to the alternate dimension known as the warp. This map visualizes those souls as points of light. But right here is a human carrying the rare pariah gene. Born completely severed from the warp, they create an absolute black void where psychic energy ceases to exist. Simply standing near a blank induces a physical wave of nausea and paranoia, as the brain struggles to process a creature with no spiritual footprint. Against a psyker, this effect is agonizing. The blank's presence acts as a metaphysical vacuum, instantly severing the target's connection to their powers and inducing intense psychic pain. The Culexus Temple weaponizes this genetic anomaly to hunt rogue psykers and demonic entities. They are the Imperium's answer to threats that exist beyond the physical realm. A Culexus assassin operates as a living black hole, turning a psychic target's greatest offensive strength into their ultimate vulnerability. To focus this void into a weapon, the Culexus wears the Animus Speculum, a massive, specialized helmet that serves as both a shroud and a lens. This war gear initially functions as a damper, masking the assassin's horrific aura so they can slip behind enemy lines without alerting the target's psychic senses. Once the target is in range, the assassin opens the helmet's central eye to focus their soulless void into a concentrated beam. This negative energy bypasses all physical armor, burning the psyker's mind to ash from the inside out. While the Eversor is a storm of fire and chemicals, the Culexus kills by erasing the target from the fabric of reality in total silence. These two methodologies provide the Officio Assassinorum with a comprehensive tactical reach across every possible field of engagement. The Imperium diagnoses each threat by its specific nature, identifying whether an entrenched physical rebellion requires a localized apocalypse or if a psychic corruption requires metaphysical negation. The High Lords of Terra then select the perfectly designed instrument of death for that specific tactical diagnosis. Physical fortifications cannot stop the Eversor's chemical frenzy, any more than a psyker can amcrun the Culexus's absolute void. Deployment of the Officio Assassinorum marks the final act of a conflict,